And it's weird and it's definitely different. So I don't believe that. I think once the ball goes up and he sees the ball go through the rim, obviously then things change. He settles in. It's just another game. But not going into this game, there's definitely more emotions. Just the magnitude of this trade, too, the surprise factor. Everyone's shocked. He wants to play well, and you definitely have a little bit of extra. You got a little bit of extra. When you play against your ex team. So I'm not buying this. I think this is definitely an emotional game for him.
I mean, I think Luka will be the one to sort of keep your eye on, because that's how does that get handled? Like, that's going to be the weird part.
Yeah, this game is
Dallas, it's in Dallas. Right? Yeah.
So this is the one. This is the one that I wish happened early, right away, because that would have been great. Now, listen, Lakers, it's so jumbled up. They would love to win this game. So
yeah,
I think it's a bigger deal for Luka going back to Dallas, and Luka's want to have a 50 ball against these dudes and prove yet again that they made a huge mistake. So Anthony Davis, obviously he was hurt when they came to LA, so he didn't get to play that. So this is his first time playing against him, but much bigger deal for Luka going back to Dallas, in my opinion.
No emotions.
Yeah,
Danny?
I'm not buying it at all. And it's okay to admit, like, you were at this organization for what, 6, 7 years. Anthony Davis has been there for like 6, 7 years before they traded him. Luka the same. So it's going to be a thing for both sides until the end of time. Like, they're always going to see, like, Luka's always going to have a thing against Dallas. AD is always going to have a thing against the Lakers, and also his first organization that he played with, New Orleans. So anytime he gets a chance to go back and play against that team, he's going to want to make a statement. It's going to be an emotional time because he spent so much time there. And he has the same mindset as Luka. He wants to let them know they made a mistake. This wasn't, and I'm also a guy in the trade that people have kind of looked down upon AD as if he's like not this great piece to get in return. So he's coming out. The reason why he came back, I think, the end of the season, let people know not only that he's healthy, but I'm no bum. You traded me for Luka because I'm one of the better players in this league too. Because Luka's so good, they look at AD like, oh, Dallas should have gotten more. Maybe they should have, but AD ain't no slouch. He's one of the best two-way players the game has ever seen. And he's going to show that night in, night out, especially against the team that traded him. So there's definitely emotions there tonight, and there's going to be emotions there every night that these teams match up.
Man,
by the way, Dan, they play the Thunder. The Lakers play the Thunder tonight.
Yeah.
And the second night of a back-to-back tomorrow. Does Luka play them both? Does Luka not play tonight and get ready for Dallas?
Oh.
He's got to play in Dallas, right? He's not going to play tonight, playing Dallas.
Lakers need all the home court they need the positioning. And the West is so tight, they can't just give up games. It's go time. It's money time. You got to play both games. He's playing both games.
The early speculation is that they rest a bunch of folks tonight. The Lakers do.
Listen, that
give us what we want.
Yeah, I wouldn't even be upset if Luka didn't play tonight. I want you rested tomorrow.
Kind of smart too, because they don't want they beat OKC pretty good the other day. They don't want to see they want to be able to have that, I'm gonna say one up on OKC, but not have them, OKC have a good feel for them before playoffs if they end up matching up with them in the playoffs in the second round or so. So, I mean, I guess it's kind of smart, but they said they showed the world that they can beat, the number 1 seeded team. And now you got Shannon Sharpe talking crazy, Lakers in 5 because they beat, so
out of control.
It gives all those LeBron and Laker fans hope that no matter who they match up with, they can beat them. So they've proven that, so they don't need to do that again. Rest some guys and then play Dallas. But I think you should try to win every game possible at the end of the season to make sure you're staying in a home seeded, spot.
Somebody must know something because the Thunder are favored by 14.5 tonight. So I like it.
Like said too, they've already just proved like this week that fully loaded versus fully loaded, they handled them, they beat them, which gives them that confidence. They don't need to go and do that again. Let these guys rest, get them ready for biggest homecoming game, and in recent history with Luka going back to Dallas. So I'm more excited.
That'll be the fun one. I'm more excited about what I'm about to say here, Danny, because I want to hear what you think about this. So Shaq's been on one. I don't know what's going on in his life, but he's been on something. So he said if he played against Wemby and Chet, he would have made both of them quit. Are you buying that?
Well, Wemby does not seem like a kid that would ever quit on anything. Nope. But I understand I'm recently retired. When you're one of those retired guys, I feel like Shaq is just one of those guys, he always has to prove or show or feel like people forget. So it's like, yo, you're gonna respect me. I was one of those guys. So I feel like he always has to kind of show and tell, always prove that, you know, if I played today, because people say if you play today, you know, this guy would dog, or Jokic is a more skilled player than you, or this person you would be able to guard. And yes, he would have bullied these guys. He would have been able to do that on the offensive end of the floor. But on the defensive end of the floor, Shaq would have had problems guarding these guys. There's no way he's stepping out. He was not even comfortable leaving the paint to guard them on the perimeter, to guard them on lone spot. And, you know, you can't teach 7-4. These kids are 7-3, 7-4. Shaq, you're not blocking those shots, those jump shots. And they would have given him a lot of hell on that floor. But on the offensive end of the floor for Shaq, yes, he could have been playing bully ball, but it's no different than Joel. We've seen what Joel did to Wemby his rookie year. So it's kind of similar to that. But Wemby's learned from that. He ain't quit against Joel. And Shaq and Joel aren't different, that much different in size when it came to playing. So if he's not quitting against Joel, he's not quitting against Shaq. Chet, I don't know how much he's played. I haven't seen him, you know, match up with those guys in the post like that, but he's not a kid that's going to back down either. And it's at the offensive end of the floor. You're going to have your hands full guarding these two guys. So, but I understand Shaq feels, you know, these older generation guys feel disrespected sometimes when the conversation comes up that these kids can probably, you know, they have more skilled. Yes, maybe so. They can outdo maybe. But yeah, Shaq was the most dominant, and I think he just likes to reiterate that by throwing out these wild examples. So, hey, I said he was one of those guys that could bully ball anybody in the paint, but he would have had some troubles guarding them on the other end of the floor.
Like, what's his problem, Chandler? Like, what are we doing here? Why are we got a new one every day?
I love Shaq. I don't know what he's on lately, and I feel like most people respect Shaq, and he is one of the most dominant forces in all of the NBA and the history of the game. So again, I don't love the comment. These are two future, you know, faces of the league, two extremely talented, kind of rare size, skilled dudes. Yeah, Shaq would dominate them. But again, like Danny said, these guys would give Shaq fits on the other end with the way they handle the ball, with their quickness, with their speed, the way they can create their own shots. So they're two different players. They're two different, you know, they dominate the games completely different. So I don't love the comment. I don't know where it came from. I'd like to see the video. I can get the full context, but these dudes aren't quitting, and yes, Shaq would dominate them, but they would also give Shaq issues on the other end as well. And by the way, they wouldn't even guard Shaq. They would double team him. They would foul him. Like he would never even get to go at him one-on-one. So this is just, it's I don't love it.
And it's also dependent on the era, right? Because in this era, Shaq, it's going to be tougher. Like the speed is a lot different. It's a lot more the game was a lot slower back then. So he had the advantage. So I guess if they played in that era, yes, he'd have the advantage to where it could make it challenging for them. But if he had to play in this era where it's 3-pointers and up and down, faster pace, depending on what Shaq you get, I don't know if certain Shaqs was not in shape for that or cared to get up and down the floor that much to be able to chase these guys like that. So I don't know how well. I think he would sub out more, you know, and that style of play wouldn't benefit him as much, you know, because we don't go to the post as much anymore. We don't play inside. We don't slow the game down.
Yeah, Shaq.
And they would double team, they would triple team and make you make passes, which, I mean, he calls himself Shaquille Sabonis. I don't know how great he would be making those passes, but that double team would be a lot harder to pass out of than, you know, back in the day.
Yeah, we just enjoy these two kids' greatness too.
I know.
Like, sheesh.
What does this go? By the way, I don't get it. See, Shaq used to be a pain in the butt to David Robinson back in the day. I'm having flashbacks of PTSD from Shaq being mean to Spurs. Carmelo Anthony said, Chandler, that SGA is the evolution.
Dạ, và mọi người đã quay trở lại với kênh của mình. Ngày hôm nay mình sẽ tiếp tục hướng dẫn các bạn làm vòng. Và hôm nay của mình sẽ có tiêu đề là trái cây. Bây giờ bắt đầu làm nhé.
Đang làm gì đấy, sao tự nhiên lại Win 3 nữa?
Tự nhiên ta thấy ta đi qua ta thấy đèn ở ngoài nó đẹp đéo thì ta hỏi. Rồi mình đi qua, mình ít khi đi qua đường đây buổi tối.
Giờ đi đâu? Đi học đấy.
Nhưng mỗi lần đi qua là chỉ đi buổi sáng thôi thì không thấy đèn thì cũng chả quan tâm lắm. Hôm qua đi